Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Get woke, go broke, literally. These far leftoids still haven't realized that when it really comes down to it, and especially when it comes down to business, when it comes down to money, they're first to go, first on the chopping block. Of course, we saw this recently with Netflix. The moment things started to get a little bit shaky financially, the woke TV shows were the first to go and the woke employees followed. And it's another situation of far lefties dramatically or drastically overestimating their cultural power, their significance, frankly, and their influence. They think that they're untouchable. That no, of course not, they can't get fired, they can't get touched, because they represent some sort of protected group or class. Then they turn around and lecture you about privilege. As ironic as it gets, but we have this hilarious story, folks, where a woke employee who refused to work while, quote, mourning the Roe v. Wade decision, well, he got fired. Because obviously being an emotional wreck, being a drama queen who can't handle basic realities of life, you're not going to always get what you want, doesn't justify your refusal to work in a company paying you to do nothing because you're just too sad. This story is an absolute blast. Let me show you guys what's going on here. Let's delve into the snowflake generation. I got some stuff to show you guys, so let's roll the tape. Alright friends, take a look at this headline right over here. Woke employee who refuses to work while, quote, mourning Roe v. Wade fired. A woke Universal Music Group worker claims he was fired for, quote, speaking up about abortion rights after he admitted he refused to work because he was in mourning over the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. Michael Lopez, a production coordinator at Universal Music Enterprises, blasted the company as, quote, anti-gay for terminating a queer brown person during Pride Month for speaking up in defense of abortion rights, according to a lengthy note on LinkedIn that went viral last week. Now, how utterly ridiculous is that? And it shows you how predatory these woke people are. He refused to work while the company was still paying him, while he was still on the clock. He gets fired because they're paying him to literally do nothing. I mean, generally it's supposed to be a transaction. You work, they pay you. That's why he got fired, and instantly his reaction is that he's being discriminated against because of his identity. This is why left-wing identity politics is so toxic. It's used as a weapon. It's used as a privilege currency. And this is why we see so many of these leftoids act so entitled and do all this crazy stuff, even within the context of their employment, because they feel they're untouchable. You can't fire me. If you fire me, I'm going to sue you for discrimination. But it is time for these woke millennials and now these woke Gen Zers entering the workplace to learn a very important lesson. Do not punch above your weight class. And at this point, these wokesters have lost so much cultural influence and cultural significance. They've become such massive memes that they aren't the titans they once were. This individual, Michael Lopez, complaining that he got fired, was a production coordinator at Universal Music Enterprise. I've said it a million times, you guys know I used to work in a studio. I know exactly what a production coordinator does. In fact, I've worked with multiple on different projects. They're glorified secretaries. Now, it's not to say that it's not an important job and that they don't contribute, because of course, having a solid production coordinator on your team is always a good thing and it really does help. But you're not the CEO, or you're not some big mega hotshot bringing in hundreds of millions of dollars with all of these massive deals. You have no leverage. The only leverage that you have is this discrimination claim, which probably isn't going to go anywhere anyways. Or you have the ability to cause a momentary blip of bad public relations by badmouthing the company on LinkedIn after you get fired. But as a production coordinator, you just don't have the leverage. And companies and corporations are fed up and they're tired of dealing with the woke nonsense. It's a business. You're supposed to act like an adult. Come to work, do your job, do what you are paid for, help the company produce and perform at the level that it should, and do all the woke progressive activism nonsense on your own time, not on the company's dime. It's basically that simple. I mean, come on, you're an adult working in a professional world. You're not a 12-year-old who's really sad and doesn't want to do anything, so you pout in the corner because something in the realm of politics made you really angry. And this is the problem with this next generation. I mean, snowflakes. Obviously not all of them, but a good chunk of them. Grow up already. Not to mention, you live in California. The most recent Roe v. Wade decision does absolutely nothing. It doesn't affect your life or anyone around you's life. And even in the states that you're fear-mongering about, the medical procedure isn't even outlawed. It's just banned after a certain period of time. Get over yourself. Everybody these days thinks they're Gandhi or Martin Luther King, some woke activist crusader who's standing up and going on a work strike or a hunger strike strike. Or like we see more commonly these days, burning down buildings and smashing windows. Get over yourself, millennials and Gen Zers. Most adult people look at you and don't take you seriously. And finally, we're getting to a point where these people and their intimidation tactics aren't working anymore. I mean, if you think about it, it's actually nuts. HR departments and woke people with social studies degrees have been controlling the cultural sphere for the last decade. Actually, we could really put this into perspective. There's this viral TikTok video with millions upon millions of views of a millennial girl working in tech. I believe she works at LinkedIn, but I'm not 100% sure. Just confirmed, yes, she works at LinkedIn. And this was her day at work.
Today was one of those days where you leave for work at 7 a.m. and you don't get back until past midnight. I left for work early for a 9 a.m. meeting that was conveniently canceled right beforehand. But luckily I got to the lobby and there were these eucalyptus towels waiting for me, which is really nice, and some fresh orange water, which I of course took before taking the elevator up to the office. I grabbed some breakfast, normal oatmeal and chia seed pudding, and we finally got LinkedIn mugs in the office, which I'm so excited about, and prepped some LinkedIn content. Then I found out that the wall art that we have in the office is made out of recycled trees from Chicago, which was so cool, fun fact. And then it was time for our company all hands, so I grabbed our drink of the day, which is a blackberry mojito, and headed downstairs to the all hands room with some of my coworkers. There weren't that many people there, but listen to them sing Mamma Mia. Anyways, we love that song. We grabbed some lunch because we were starving after that. There was this cool little dish, and I grabbed a chai latte before heading to work. Watched some of my coworkers play ping pong, and then tried out our new quiet room, which is a really nice area to just like relax and unplug from work. Then it was time to buckle down. I had to get certified in our new marketing lab certification on LinkedIn, so I did that and just like sat in our focus area for a while. I grabbed a snack after I was hungry, and then I finished off the rest of my work before getting an email announcing the next team that I'll be joining through my BLP program. It was really exciting news. I'm going to be joining a marketing team. Work was finally over.
These are essentially the people who have been bullying these massive corporations into doing their bidding. These people are useless. Literally. Stop giving in to their intimidation and their blackmail campaigns. Do as I say or I'll Amber Heard you is probably a good way to sum it up. Stop giving in to the fragile, woke millennial snowflakes who contribute absolutely nothing, and all they do is bring drama and problems. The woke baggage that comes with them is just not worth it. Stop giving in to the extreme minority woke snowflake tantrums, because all you do is enable their grift. And actually, speaking of getting woke going broke and left-wing woke tantrums, I thought you guys might get a kick out of this headline right over here. Crosby, Stills, and Nash are back on Spotify after failed Joe Rogan boycott. These people don't have the cultural influence they think they do. It's greatly overstated. And it's time for companies and it's time for people to realize that the woke mob is an insignificant minority and they should not be catered to. They should be left at the children's table where they belong so the adults can talk and enjoy drinks and enjoy life. Thanks for watching, friends. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, I got a new microphone. Let me know if it was an upgrade or a downgrade. Let me know how the audio sounds and if there's any issues, or if it sounds crisp and beautiful, whatever it is. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.